Hello everyone, today I'm working on this SD35 and it was put up for auction like that. So I took a chance and I bid on it. I think I'm going to be able to get it to run. So immediately when I got it, I put my test leads to it and it was running, so we're in good shape. I felt a sigh of relief. Cosmetically also it's going to need help. The couplers are there though. That's a good thing. It's got the bell detail here, which is nice. The horn is pretty messed up. I'm gonna end up replacing that. And one of the handrails is missing here. So I'm gonna look in my boxes, see if I can't find something that's close. I know for sure I don't have an SD35 one, but maybe a GP38 or a SD40 one would fit. So I'm gonna rummage through my boxes. I found a horn and I have a used set of handrails, but it's missing the exact same one. And look what I found. I found a brand new set of handrails. So I'll just be needing, I think it's this one I need. So these I get from an eBay seller called So Much Stuff. And all you gotta do is type in N scale SD35 and lowest price first, and you will get just a listing for parts from the seller. So whenever I order stuff to help spread the cost of shipping, I always buy one or two more things in advance, just in case, you know. And then today it paid off because now I get my my SD35 handrail. I didn't have to wait for it. And also, I don't know if you're into economics, but I bought it at the price from a couple of years ago. The price of everything went up this year. It's very bad. So that looks like it's the correct handrail, so I'm gonna paint that before installing it. The other handrail on the other side, it wasn't too hot either, so I may as well replace it while I'm there. So, hey, you know what's funny? I really like this bell detail here. I was looking under it. Here it still has the space for the bell, but you don't need it. It's in the front of the engine. So it's got a little bit of dust, you know, like that stuff that's gonna disappear. I pulled the horn and I broke it more. That's okay, I'm gonna remove that. And I'm gonna wash the engine with some dish soap and a toothbrush. I'm gonna wash the body. So let's disassemble that. That should come out nice and easy. So that's gonna get washed with the fuel tank. And then we're left with the drive system. These are pretty simple, pretty easy to work with. So it doesn't look too dirty inside there, but let's just take a look. Just to make sure, since I have it in my hands, may as well. Oh, this one's tight. There. And then I'll just push through the two screws. Definitely want to manage that because you do not want to look for them. You want to know exactly where they are when it's time to reassemble everything. Yeah, it's very tight in there. I don't want to press too hard on this stuff because it's all small stuff, so I do not want to break anything. I'll keep working on this off camera. Sometimes it's just like that, you know, life gives you a hard time for no reason. So we can remove the light shield. This is the good time to do that. So yeah, if you want to switch them out to DCC, you just switch out the circuit board at the top to a DCC one. And that's it, you're done. I'm going to keep this one DC. The engine I'm running with that is DC. This is good, you keep that around. And then in here, everything looks ship shape. Beautiful. I am going to do a little bit of lubricating on the worm gears. Don't even need to take them out. This is a Masterline, Atlas Masterline engine. So definitely worth spending the time on. These are awesome. I really like them. I'll put it on my test leads. This is the lowest possible setting on my Bachmann power pack. So I'd say it runs pretty freely. So that's all good news. Where I'm going to spend most of my time on is on this. 99.99% of the time, this is where problems are. It kind of makes sense, you know. It's like, for example, your car. I mean, you can wash your car, detail it perfectly. The next day, your wheels are going to be dirty. Why? Because they're closest to the ground. Same thing with your engine. The wheels, that's the only thing touching the track. So they do get dirty. So I took a look at those bearing caps just to make sure everything is good. They seem okay. This engine, on the whole, I would say is not in bad shape. I don't know why it was taken apart. For me, I'll have this thing running in no time. But I will clean the wheels. Probably that's where the problem was. So this stuff, the gearbox and the side frames, I'm gonna put under my tap with my toothbrush and some dish soap. Cleaning the shell like that makes a huge difference. So before I reassemble my wheels, I clean them with my rag. Every time I do that, makes a huge difference. I also see if there's anything on the shaft, but this looks pretty good, I'm gonna say. This engine, although it has been run, you could see that it has been run, but it has been taken care of decently. The dust on the shell, I don't know how you do it. Me, I'll have my engine on the track for a little bit while I'm using it. Or maybe if I plan to run trains the next day, I'll have the engine, I'll leave the engine on the layout. But when I'm done with it, I always put them back in their boxes. I just put a couple of them for sale now, and they're just squeaky clean, ready to go. I'm selling some of my old stuff that I don't use anymore, although they're all very nice. Just need to make some room. Everything's decently it's decently in okay condition on this engine. That was actually, I took a chance on it because it was all apart like that, but actually it was a good purchase. So now I put everything together. It says you put everything together, pay attention that the pickups for the side frames Pay attention that they're exactly in their little pin that holds them together. That is pretty important. But once you have them correctly in their pin, and you can run the wheels with your finger, this will tell you if there's a problem. Then you can bring in the side frames. So these, if they have little water in them, that's not a problem. It'll just dry out on its own. So you try it with your finger, there should be no resistance whatsoever. And then I'll do the same thing on the other side. It was actually in really good shape. Just needed a little cleaning. So as you put the circuit board back, make sure that the two little pins contact the board at the correct spot. That looks good. And then I'll bring on the second half of the frame. Just have to make sure the pins connect pretty good. This is the time where you want to realign all your contact strips. I just cleaned them with my fingers like that. And you want them to put a little tension on the trucks, but not that much. Just needs a little bit. So take your time to straighten them out. And then when you're happy, you can bring in your two trucks. You do need just a little bit of tension. So I'll also put the fuel tank, actually. Put the fuel tank on at this time. That will hold my contact strips together. And then you can see there's a longer part of the gearbox here and a shorter one. So you align them like that. Also, there's more brake detail towards the fuel tank, and there's less towards the step. So that's good to remember. They will fit the wrong way, and if you do that, your engine won't run correctly. So use gravity as your friend. Make sure everything's in its proper place. Make sure your contact strips are lined up, and then I can bring in the two screws. They don't have to be super tight, just hand tight is good. And don't forget your light shield. That is especially cool when you have DCC. All right, I have to go try it on the track just to make sure I'm happy with everything. I didn't try it on the bench because I have good confidence that this is gonna go good. It's a little noisy, but it's a good kind of a noise. I'm not too worried about that. And backward. You know what? I am gonna try something though. If I can alleviate the noise a little bit. I'm gonna put this truck over here and see if that changes anything. So what do you guys think? Did it make a difference? Well, maybe a little bit. At least going forward it helped. It's pretty decent. I'll leave it like that, I think. Well, I'm waiting for my paint to dry for my handrails, so I have to finish that another day. Well, my paint has had plenty of time to dry, so I'm just going to reapply the handrails to the shell. I watched a nice documentary yesterday on Montana Rail Link, and all the engines I saw had a low short hood. So I went on railway picturearchives.net, and they had also pictures of these SD35s with low short hood, although they're all ex Norfolk and Western engines, so they would have had a long short hood at one point, but probably by the time that video was made, they had been cut down to just low short hoods. So let me finish this off camera. So all that's left to do is put the shell back on. And now it's time to run some trains. Well, I hope you enjoyed the video. I certainly had fun making it for you. See you soon.